Hi, it's Frank here. In October, Ann Alamy showed us in a presentation how to make slideshows, AV slideshows. It's quite detailed. She had some apps there, some of which were free, some were pay, some were subscription. Basically, you can make a slideshow in any movie editor. They're properly called non-linear editors, NLE. And the one I choose to use is daVinciResolve. It's free and works on Mac also. So Anne gave us a folder structure to use. So I'm going to try to go along with her presentation. So I use mine on a USB stick. She says make your folder the top level, make it the title of your show. And inside, make 3 folders. One for your audio, one for images, and the other one for output files. So in audio right now, I've got my audio song, MP3 I downloaded. In the images, I've got about 40 plus the intro and stuff. That should take it to about 3 minutes, 3 and a bit. So what I did with the 4 that we need that are special, we need a 3-second black slide, then the title, and at the end of it all we need the credits, and we need another 3-second black slide. So I numbered those to make them show up on top, and it's easier to arrange them in the nonlinear editor too. All these other ones are just pictures that I've exported at smaller than 1920 by 1080, so they'll fit in the framework. So let's go start up DaVinci. I use version 16. They have a newer version out, but it's not really released yet. It's beta. So before you try to do much with this, be sure you meet the requirements. All these nonlinear editors have heavy-duty requirements on GPU, memory. So basically an i7 or a fancy Mac, 16 gig will work, but the GPU is key, so some won't work. So check into that. This video editor, I choose to use it because it's highly regarded. It's free. It's open source. Some say it's better than Premiere Pro. Video Maker magazine thinks it's the top consumer. I'm not so sure about all that, but it's free and it's good. So I'm just going to start up with an untitled project. It has this sizing stuff built in. That doesn't matter because we're going to change all that later. So under DaVinci Resolve, Preferences, go into User, Editing, and in here, make sure that says 5. It probably won't, so make it 5. That's 5 seconds per frame. So 5 seconds per image, I mean, and save it. So now when we load our images, they'll all pick up a 5-second duration. You can always make it shorter. That's easy. Making it longer, a little bit difficult. So at the bottom, we have all these icons, not very meaningful. This one here says Media. We want to be there to bring in our media. So we're going to find where our media is, since mine's on the USB. And we're going to bring in all the images right now. We have to make sure this here, show individual frames, it needs to be checked. So you see how it's done this? It's put 2 images together because they have sequential file names. So it thinks they're a video clip. So we don't like that. It's no good to us. So let's click this, set this on, and they separate. So now they're individual images. So we're going to right click. First we're going to select them all. Select them all, Control A on a PC, probably Command A on a Mac. Then we're going to right click, hope you have a right mouse button, and we're going to say add into media pool. that's got them available for our use. Now let's go to the Edit tab. Down at the bottom, Edit. So in the Edit tab, we see all the media over here. So we want to bring in our first two slides. So let's select them, drag them over here. Immediately it shows up as a video timeline. The audio is still blank. We can make this a little bigger using this slider here. This slider, when you push it to the plus side, makes your timeline bigger, and move it to the minus, naturally smaller. So right now this is 5 seconds each, because that's what we set. So we're going to select them both. We're going to right click, change clip duration. We're going to make it 3 as required. So 3 and 0, 0. The 0, 0 are not decimals of seconds. They're a number of frames. So that could be up to 24 or up to 30, depending on how you put it together at the end. But in this case, just 3, 0, 0. So they became smaller, left a little gap. Go up to Edit on the top, and we're going to say Delete Gaps. There. Okay. So click off, and it will unselect. Now we want to bring in the rest of our images. So let's start. We'll click off there, so nothing is selected in the media pool. And we're just going to start going up. Scroll, it'll scroll by itself. And we're only going to select the images that we want to show. We're not going to select this intro, outro stuff right now. And when we get that done, we're going to drag them into the video timeline. They snap right against it. You can see it's too wide. Okay, let's make it smaller. Just itching that along. There. And now finally, we want to add the outro, the credits in the outro. So let's go back to the media. We click, of course, to unselect the images we had. And now we're going to select the credit slide and the, I call it outro slide. And we're going to put that at the end. And it'll snap in there too. So right now, all these slides are 5 seconds, except for the 2 at the beginning that we straightened up. And we might as well fix these 2 at the end right now before we forget. So we're going to change their clip duration. Right click, change clip duration. And again, we're going to make it 3, 0, 0. Change it, small gap. We'll go to Edit, Delete Gaps. So now it's one smooth video. So we could add the music now. Let's add, we come over to the media pool. Let's do a right click. We're going to import media. Go up to our folder structure into audio. Let's take the MP3. It's in here. And yes, you can scrub it back and forth and actually play it. So we're going to bring this down to the audio track, and it will snap right to the beginning also. So you can see on the audio track there's some dead space at the beginning, there's a lot of taper at the end, so we'll tidy that up later on. Right now we just want to see that it plays, how it goes. Let's just play the, so there was a 3-second black, then we're right into the images. These are 5 seconds long. And then we just pull the read head to the end. Let's see. So first we'll see the credits, and then we'll see the black slide. Okay, terrific. So let's just save this project and publish it as an MP4. This is the first step. Make sure all this work has been saved before we continue on. So to save it as an MP4, go down to the bottom. Looks like a spaceship. It's called Deliver. So on the left is where we set the things. So we could click there. That's just like a preset to get you these things set up. So let's call it cars. Let's save it. Well, we'll save it in the file structure like we're supposed to. Whoops. You can see it said move there quickly, so we want to change this to MP4. We'll just, as we go down, it'll change. And frame rate, we want 30. We didn't do that very well. Let's fix that. Okay, so once you've set these things up the way you like, 1920 by 1080, we're going to add it to the render queue. Okay, that just gets it ready to be rendered as an MP4. So on the right, we have a little, it's the job number, and we're going to say start render. So you can see here this render takes quite a bit of time. We won't wait for that. I'll fast forward this till so we're just getting to the end here. It's going to continue on and finish with all that music. Right now we didn't edit the whole thing because most important part is to save the project, get the MP4 generated, make sure everything still works, and then go back in with a new copy of that project, of the file, to tidy things up. So we only have a few seconds left, then we're going to play the MP4, see how it goes. Up on the right, you can see completed. Right? If there was something gone wrong, it might say fail in red. So this is good. Okay, so we can close down DaVinci now. It's going to ask us about saving the project. Project hasn't been saved. Would you like to save it? Definitely, because all that work we've done is going to be saved under a name that we give it. So I'm just going to call it Cars V1. There. So DaVinci saved it in a bit of a database inside of itself. It's not a separate file. And we can rebuild that or reopen that another time. So let's look at the MP4 that got generated. Hopefully it's in here. Okay, so that's great. Okay, so that's enough. So now we've seen how to import image files, how to add audio, and how to generate the output file using DaVinci Resolve version 16.2.6. I'll make another video or two for the following part where you try to sync the slides to the music. That's, to me, that's very difficult and very time consuming. And I'll make another video of a real simple way to do this. Just making an MP4. It won't win any prizes, but it'll get your slides in front of people. Thanks for this. Those other videos would be on our YouTube channel. Thank you.